Okay, we're to graph this system of linear inequalities. So we first graph each of the inequalities of the system separately and look for the overlap. So starting with the first inequality, we begin by graphing the line, replacing this with an equal sign, 2x minus 4y equals 3. So we need 2 points on the graph. Let's find the intercepts. If x is 0, then negative 4 times y is 3, so y equals negative 3/4, dividing both sides by negative 4. And if y is 0, then the y term vanishes, and 2 times x is 3, so x equals 3/2, 3 divided by 2. So those are 2 points on the graph. So let's make this 1 and 1. So 0, negative 3/4 is about here. The y-intercept is at negative 3/4. And then the other term is 3/2 comma 0, the other point. So this is 1, so this is 2, and 3/2 is in between 1 and 2. So the first line looks something like this. It's a solid line because it's or equals to here. Now we have to decide which side of that line to shade. So we can ask, is the origin shaded for this line? By taking the original inequality, 2x minus 4y greater than or equal to 3, and substituting x equals 0 and y equals 0. The whole left side becomes 0. So is 0 bigger than 3? The answer to that is no, 0 is not bigger than 3. So the origin is not on the shady side of that line. It must be the lower side of this line that's shaded. So the first inequality has its solution, everything on the lower side of this line, boundary line. Now we have to do the same two-step process here for the second inequality. So first of all, we have to graph the line y equals x minus 5. Well, if y equals x minus 5, then if x is 0, y is negative 5. And if x is 5, y is 0. There's the x and y intercept really quickly here. So let's plot those. The y-intercept is down at negative 5. That's negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. And the x-intercept is at 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about here. So here's the second line, also a solid line. And we have to now decide which side of that line to shade. So we ask, is the origin shaded for this inequality? So the inequality was y bigger than or equal to x minus 5. So if you plug in x equals 0 here and y equals 0, you get 0 bigger than or equal to 0 minus 5, negative 5. And 0 is bigger than negative 5. So the answer to the question here is yes. It's the upper side of that line. And this is the previous line solution set. I'll extend that a little. Now it's the top side of this line I just drew. So that's everything up here. Let's put it like this. It keeps going, but we're interested in the overlap which occurs in this wedge shape between the two lines. And the bottom side of the first line and the top side of the second line. So the overlap is everything in this wedge shape in here. That's the solution to this system of linear inequalities.